Okay, good morning. I'm Bill Smurray, and I'm with Ken Barrick this morning. And Ken Barrick is the broker of record of Royal LePage Parkway in Peterborough. He's the owner also. Now, I've known Ken 20 odd years. Ken's dad, Don, who I knew very well, passed away a few years ago, and Ken's taken over the business. In my opinion, I've worked with Ken now, like I say, 20 years, and I find him to be a first-class business manager, and he's an excellent family man. We have a very good office here. We have an excellent office. We have Barb Cook as a first-rate administrative person. And, okay, that's enough for me. I'd like to hear, Ken, tell us a bit about yourself, your personal life, your family. Tell us a bit about that.
No, I think we should just wrap it right there, Bill.
Okay.
That was perfect. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
No, I moved back here. I'm from here. I moved back to Peterborough in '98. My wife, Mary, and two girls. They're both 1 and 3 at the time. And we had a bit of a career change, so moved back to Peterborough and decided to get into the business. So that's when I started, 1998, and things have evolved.
It's 21 years.
So it's 21 years in July. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I say, I had a different career going, and things happened, and so made our way back here, and it was an adjustment for Mary, that's for sure. She was from London, but anyway, we're here, and things have gone very well, I'd say.
Yeah, you've worked hard to make it
successful.
You've worked really hard. I've seen that.
Yeah, but we had a good footing to start with too. Like my dad, as you said, he'd been almost 50 years when he retired. So things change, and things evolve, and we were under a different banner then. I guess when I started here with you, we were Peak, and then we switched to Prudential. I think it was around 2000. Figuring that we need a national brand, and then so at the time after my dad retired, and it was about 2012, I guess I was talking to Royal LePage and thought, you know what, they're the brand as far as I'm concerned, and so I approached them. So it was about a year in the works, and so July 2013 is when we made the switch over, and haven't looked back.
That long ago, I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
I lose track of time.
Yeah, no, but haven't looked back. Like the LePage as a corporation, they're more worried about us, you, me, the brokerages, the salespeople, than they are about touting the brand. The brand is important, but the tools, as you know, the tools that they give us are second to none. So
yeah. So I understand Laura, one of your daughters, is getting into the business. You're having her come along, and I said something about Christine. She was one of the meetings that she was going to be getting into helping out here too.
Yeah, so Laura has a full-time job. So she comes in here. She's been doing it for probably a year, maybe now or so. Mm-hmm. But she talked about getting into the business for quite a while, and even when my dad was around, she used to mention it. But hadn't done anything. So finally, I don't push at all. So finally, it was a year ago that she finally said, you know what, hey, I want to get into this. So we have her in here on Wednesdays. Doing everything from answering phones, inputting listings, just learning, the admin side, which is, to me, if you know that, then that really helps as an agent moving forward.
Of course it would, yes.
Because the admin side, as you know, with Barb here, that's what holds the office together. So
Barb is everything.
That's right. Exactly. She is, and as far as we're all concerned, she's the best in the business.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, so Laura's doing that. So she's taking the courses now. And she's just started her last one. So she should be licensed in the next little while. And then Christine's working behind the scenes. She's starting to do the social media stuff for us as well. So she helps out. And then Mary as well.
Mary comes in occasionally.
Mary comes in. So we're a bit of a family affair. But
I don't think family affair.
Yeah, I don't think anybody minds it here. We have a good group. And
I haven't heard any complaints.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's. Just mind if I flip my page here?
Yeah,
I got to keep myself on track here. Where do you? Okay, so Ken, you've been the owner here, where do you think real estate's going in the Peterborough area? Like, what's your feeling for real estate in the, I don't know, the foreseeable future?
Well, our market, as you know, over the last couple of years, was like a market we've never seen. You've been doing it a lot longer than I have, and but you know, when you look at 2016, 2017, the amount of deals that were happening, and I'd say most of them, didn't matter whether they were in town or outside, were all multiple offers, and people got into the swing of, and especially the newer people, as you've heard me say around here, is the newer people are going to have to adapt because they've not seen a market where you and I have, and people have been in the business longer than 5 years, where you know, a house maybe normally is on the market for 30, 60, 90, 120 days. In the past few years, it's you list a property, you hold it, you get 8 offers, you put the sold sign up, and you repeat, and you just keep doing that. So, you know, we're back to a more normal market now. We've seen the benefits so far of the 407 coming, and interest rates have been super low. Now, 407, when it opens, next year, I think 2020, we're still going to see the effects of that. Like, that's not over. Once it finally is connected, then I think you'll see another rush. Interest rates have crept up the last little bit, but then we just had a reduction, and the government, gets involved with their rule changes. But if you look back over, 20, 30, 50 years, there's always new rule changes, Bill.
Constantly.
Constantly.
We're going to talk about this.
They change rules, but you know what? We adapt. So you don't get hung up about it. Like, just adapt and realize that you have to take a different approach to things.
If you adapt, don't adopt, you're not going to survive.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. So the market here, we're seeing a lot of GTA people coming here. We're very affordable compared to the GTA. So we're seeing those people, and we've seen the push for the GTA, the Durham people now coming this way, a lot of retirees as well. We're still good. Real estate, as we know, they're localized. It's not a national. You don't look at the national side of things. Every market is local. So if you're reading something about Vancouver or Toronto, don't get all hung up about it. We're Peterborough. It's a little bit different.
It's a bit different.
So I'm still, I'm very positive on the market, and we need lots. We need.
We do need lots.
You know that we need building lots, and we have nothing there. So you look now at the communities outside, like Norwood and Millbrook.
Are growing.
It's unbelievable.
Hastings is growing.
Yeah, because they have the resources, or they have the wherewithal to do it. Whereas here we don't seem to. So
Warkworth is growing. They've got a small. They're building some new townhomes up in Warkworth, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah,
and they're beautiful. They're very nice. Put my own 2 cents in as far as real estate's going. Peterborough, the whole area, we have water.
Yeah.
Lots of lakes. We have a new hospital, virtually new hospital. We have a university. We have a college. Yeah, it's a laid-back, peaceful town. It's
right.
It's a great place to live. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Well, it is. You've got, summer, winter, you've got things to do.
Yeah, my wife and I went for a hike the other day on the Lang Hastings Trail. It was, they groom it. It was fantastic. People we walked for miles. There's not another single human being. Now the odd snowmobile went by, but yeah.
Well, that's it. It's interesting because if you're in downtown Toronto, and everybody has different wants and needs and whatnot. I lived in Toronto, so I know what it's like. But it's interesting. Yesterday morning, Laura, my daughter, and I, we just decided, hey, let's take a run up to the cottage. So half an hour.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah,
half an hour later, I was at the cottage and didn't know whether we could get in the cottage road because
how'd they go?
Well, we got in, and but it's a private road, so we were able to get in. Had to walk down the lane and whatnot, but it was we did that within half an hour. My buddies from Toronto that are cottagers up there that I've grown up with, they shake their head because there's two and a half hours, whereas
you're right.
Half an hour.
You're there.
It's nothing. So.
I'm going to change the subject now, if that's okay with you, because most of the folks they listening in or watching us don't understand what goes on inside a real estate office. I don't think anybody's ever dealt with this. I wanted to explore this. So, okay, let's start off. Tuesday, can you explain what happens on a Tuesday morning? Generally, all the agents come in on a Tuesday morning, and we have a meeting, at least once a week. So could you just expand on that?
Yeah, and I think typically, I don't know where it started, but Tuesdays, I think most brokerages have a Tuesday morning meeting. And so we typically, it's pretty laid back, informal. We like to have we have some good laughs here as well. And but the idea is I like to be able to pass on anything I've learned. I've been involved with at the board level.
You were the president, weren't you?
I was the president a couple of years ago, yeah. And I was on the board, I don't know, it was probably close to 10 years. So you get a handle on what's, I think you pay more attention to what's going on in real estate as a whole versus if you're not involved. And, I got involved because you don't complain. Like I've always had that approach. If you're going to be the whiner complainer, get involved.
Do something.
Yeah, and I'm not a whiner or complainer, but I'm just saying, I grew up in that. My father was always involved with the board, and he was, at RIA, he was involved with RICO. So, you grow up in that environment, and why not get involved? So at our Tuesday meetings, I've always liked to be able to, pass on any information that maybe everybody else isn't aware of that can be passed on, of course. And
it's a good reason to attend the meetings.
Well, and that's it. Like little tidbits here and there, as I say, where they're pretty informal, and then we usually just go around the table to see what everybody else has to offer, and then head out and look at properties then that are new that week for sale, and then we head out and take a look at those and run through a house and. In and out in no time flat, but it's good for people to see.
Doesn't matter. At least you've seen the property.
Well, that's right.
An idea. Yeah.
And then if somebody ever called in and, or popped into the office out of the blue and the listing agent wasn't around, well, then they can, somebody would be able to talk to them. But anyway. Yeah.
I want to go a bit deeper in there, too. In this particular office, which I find it's a great idea, we have some people from the banks come in and talk to us about mortgage rates, changes in the mortgage rules. And,
well, there again.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but that's a great idea. You having these people in to talk to the agents. I don't know if every other office does that.
Yeah, I don't know, Bill, and you know what, we do our own thing, so it doesn't matter to me what others do, but I don't, and I get called weekly from, you name it, organizations, and whether it be home inspectors, lenders, or whatever, that want to come in, home stagers that want to come in and talk. Well, I take the approach, I don't want to inundate people and get you as the agents in the office ticked off with me saying like, oh my God, here we go, here's another home stager, or here's another whatever. So I'm selective, I pick and choose, and we have one lender that comes in on a regular basis. Yeah, Lisa O'Grady.
And she's great.
At Scotiabank.
She comes in and explains.
Yeah.
She sits there and takes us through the whole thing and explains it to us, things we wouldn't know otherwise.
Well,
and the thing is, she's so easy to get a hold of.
Well, and that's it. And that's what we found. And that's why I've had people over the years. But Lisa has stuck with it. She had said that
I admire her for that.
She'll come in. And we've all seen it, Bill, where you get somebody who says they're going to come in.
They don't show up.
And then they don't show up. So she shows up on a regular basis, so much so, in fact, I don't know when she is showing up, because she's got, the red carpet's out. She can pop in any time, so it doesn't matter to me. So I've always told her that. And she's fun to be. She's good company. So we do that. Yeah, and then also one of the lawyers, they've been coming out now.
I'd like to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the other thing. I was going to bring that up. We have some local solicitors come in the office. It's once a month, isn't it?
Yeah, what we've done is...
And they explain, but they go over these things, but they go over old material, but I believe in review. I believe going over this material 100,000 times. But they're great. So let's...
Well, and that's it. We've got some people, as you know, that are newer to the business, and when I say newer, I'm still almost referring to some of the people 5 years or so. But I shouldn't say that. But even sooner than that, or less experience. But my approach is when I was talking, it was Doug Walker had contacted me and asked if, hey, we put together these little seminars, can we come out?
I find them really great.
Yeah, so we've invited them out, and and so they come out. Yeah, we're looks like the third Tuesday of every month or whatever, and they have a different topic and that we deal with. That whether it's HST or shoreline, whatever, they're going to touch on everything. And as you never know too much.
I'd like to see them come in.
Yeah.
Forever, like.
Well, and that's the thing.
Because I mean, they're like the rules are changing constantly everywhere. So yeah, trying to keep up is like.
Yeah.
Is that 90% of the battle? I don't know. Like just trying to keep up with the changes.
Well, just look at every year, even our standard forms. You have to look at the forms on a regular basis, especially this time of year. January, February is all of a sudden when you start seeing, and if you don't pay attention to the information that we receive from UREA, all of a sudden you're going to be looking at an agreement of purchase and sale, and there's new clauses in there. So you have to make sure you pay attention to this stuff. And that's part of my job in their Tuesday meetings, is make sure that everybody's aware of changes, even though you should be doing it on your own, Bill.
I know.
You don't need me to be telling you what to do.
I just like an old dog, right? Something like that. Something like that.
That's right.
I don't know.
We just haven't thrown you right to the curb yet.
I know.
That's right.
I don't know why, but like I have no idea why you haven't. But okay, so we're going to stay with the office here because I think this is really unique in this office. I don't know if other offices do it. Let's talk about the steak and beans.
Okay.
Because no other offices, I talk to other agents all the time, do this. And I find this to be a heck of a morale boosting. Well, boosting, yeah.
Boosting.
Yeah, that's it. Boosts morale. We work closer together. I don't see any downside to this, except maybe you have to pay for it. But tell us a bit about the steak and beans.
Well, as you know, over the last few years, we've always done fun little, for a month. Well, okay, whoever brings in the next 3 listings, we'll give them a keychain. But so we got talking about it, and actually, it was Barb's idea. Barb.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So I can't take any credit for it. So Barb came up with the idea, and she used to do it. She's been in the business so long. It was in the Canada Trust days, so that's how far back that was. Canada Trust does not exist as a real estate company or as an entity. But anyway, so Barb was at Canada Trust, and they used to run these different contests. So anyway, the steak and beans, what it is we just break the office into 2 groups, and we pick the teams, and we try to make it as fair as we can. And so what we did last year, and it was a great event. I think it was early spring.
It was a great event. It was great.
Yeah, we did it for 2 or 3 months, and we break it up into everybody bring in new listings. So if you count the number of new listings, open houses, you get bonus points if every person on your team does an open house, new listings, new sales, those types of things. So then we had the results up for a while, and then of course they disappear. So it's actually interesting. On Tuesdays, Monday morning, people would be walking back into the room just to see what the results were. So then, of course, as I say, when the results disappeared for the final month, that really piqued the interest of everybody. And so then what we did was the winning team, who they didn't know who was winning. We went out Baxter Creek, actually put together a great.
The meals out there are
it was awesome.
The beans meal is excellent.
Well, that was it. So so the winners were to get a steak dinner, and the losers got beans. So that's the steak and the beans. But
some of those guys ended up sharing.
But exactly, and that's the whole
thing, right?
The whole focus with this group. It's a neat group, and that's exactly what our goal was to see. Hey, sorry, but my attitude is there's no losers. Like everybody, it was a great team building event, and everybody loved it. So you know what? So you do that, and then we did another one late in the year, a Halloween-driven one, and that was an interesting one. And you guys are probably getting sick of hearing me talk about it, but the 2 teams.
They wouldn't do that.
No, but it was just interesting. We laughed because the 2 teams, we don't appoint a team captain, but it was interesting. The last one, how all of a sudden
somebody took charge.
Somebody takes charge on one team, and that team, was the team at the beginning when I put the the board up. I remember everybody looking at me saying, "This group doesn't stand a chance."
But they won.
But they won because of what we were trying to achieve, and we were trying to achieve, see if teamwork would come into play. And I'm not knocking one team or at all, but the fact was, when there was somebody that took charge of that team that nobody thought would win, it was amazing how the
leaders emerge.
Yeah, so it was. I think it was just a kind of a good case study on team building, management, and whatnot. That, I think, like any good organization, you need a leader, and in that particular event, that's what happened. So now we're back. We got another one going on.
Mm-hmm.
So this
when
is
does that start?
February 1st, so it just started.
Okay. Yeah.
So the other one was a Halloween one. This is Steak and Beans, the sequel. It's part 2, Bill.
Part 2. The sequel. Okay. Okay, so I'm not done with this talking about our office. We did something, you and Barb organized this at Christmas. I have never, in 29 years in real estate, I've never seen this, and it was absolutely a riot. Everybody had a great time. Let's talk about the gingerbread houses. Did you forget? That was just that was unbelievable. You told everybody to be here, have 3 hours on their time, on a Tuesday morning, and you go ahead and tell us.
Well, there again, that was Barb and Laura were talking about, it'd be fun to do gingerbread houses, because my girls are 21 and 23, and to this day they still do gingerbread houses at our house.
My first gingerbread house. we put it on the table at Christmas Day. It was
It's hilarious. I know, and so as I say, we've grown up with it, and our girls, from the time they were little kids, every year they do gingerbread houses. So we're used to it, and I must admit I've never sat there and done one myself. But anyway, we thought, you know what? Why not do this? And we're going to have some fun. So yeah, I made it sound very important that this was a must-attend event, that it's very, very serious. Please come dressed comfortably, but it will be intense. And so I don't think anybody had an idea what was going on.
It was great. It was fantastic. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, and we put them together ahead of time, so that the construction was done. But we had a potluck lunch afterwards, and then we had our neighbors here at our office, Stittsco folks, come over, and they judged the winner.
That's right too.
Yeah, and
I was runner-up.
But it was just and there again, it was funny. But I had to laugh because we had the Christmas carols going.
Yeah.
Here we are. We had a couple people show up in onesies. When they took me literally when I said, please dress comfortably. Well, they just literally, I guess, hopped out of bed and showed up with their onesies on. And no, it was great. There again, it was another fun event. And so the nice thing with our group is we try to promote this. It's a good group. We're not, everybody is competitive by nature, and that's what we're seeing with these competitions. But it's friendly competition. Everybody's helpful. There's nobody that's out to get other people. They just everybody's helps one another in this group, which is nice.
These sort of activities bring people together.
Which is the goal.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to change the subject here. Do you have any advice for anyone that's thinking, or any comments, anybody thinking about getting into the real estate business?
A couple, I guess, comments, observations. It's a great business. You can, I'm second generation in it.
You do have to work hard.
Yeah, and I think
smart.
I knew growing up, that's all I knew was real estate. So you see what's involved. So I knew what my dad put into it over the years. But the thing with it too is you get out of it what you put into it. It's like anything. And I always remember my dad saying, people would come up to him over the years and say, well, how much money can I make in real estate? And his comment is, well, how much do you want to make? Yeah. It's that simple. The other big thing too is pay your taxes. We're a little bit different in real estate. We don't have the withdrawals and whatnot like you would a normal employee or employer. So So you have to work hard. You have to have understanding family members, because you may end up missing, miss birthdays or, events or whatever because of the nature of the business. But we also, I think we can help ourselves as well, and work smarter as individuals.
Always try to get better. Always try.
Yeah, and that's it. But people see that it's not an easy business. You have to work hard.
That's a misconception, I think, out in the public.
Well, and the thing too, Bill, is it's not just about selling houses. What we are,
No.
that's a very small component of the process. What people don't realize, it's the research going into it before, after. It's the paperwork. It's making sure that the lawyers are contacted.
Taking care of people.
The whole process. So, showing a house is only a small piece of it.
Selling a property, it's just that's the
Yeah.
tip. That's nothing.
That's right.
You sell their home. Okay, so I can sell your home, but now we've got to take care of you. You've got to make
Yeah.
sure you're taken care of in the future. Like where are we going with this? Like,
Yeah.
It's just not a question of putting money in your pocket and running.
No,
Not
that's
a
right.
question of lining your pockets and running away. It's a question of taking care of people.
Well, and that's the thing, and you have to look at it is, like, I think those that are successful around, you look around town, are typically like relationship type people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the one-off, the transactional one where you get one deal and away you go. I think, to be successful, you have to look at developing relationships
Form
with
some
people.
very long life
Yeah, exactly.
friendships with.
Well, yeah,
I-
you've been
I-
doing
I
it long
will-
enough. You'd be doing kids or grandchildren probably.
I go out regularly for coffee with folks that, like we've done business with, and what are you doing? Let's go for a coffee.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like it's just
Yeah.
or go for lunch. Like it's a great business that way, meeting people and
Yeah.
and it really expands your mind.
Well, it does, and you can have some flexibility when I'm talking about missing events. I think back as a kid, my parents never missed any sporting events I was at, and I know when my girls were going through school, very seldom did I ever miss an event of theirs, just because I worked my time around it, and that was important because I'd maybe be out in the evenings or on weekends, but
I know.
Yeah.
Getting home at some
yeah,
yeah.
later hour.
I know, later hour. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up here, but I want to ask you one more question. What are your dreams and hopes for this company? Like, what would you like to see in the future? Goals, whatever. I don't know. It's a vague.
Yeah,
it's a vague, but maybe you can expand on that. I don't know.
Well, I'd like to see from the beginning, from where I started to where we are now. We've grown leaps and bounds, and we've done very well. I know when we're at our Royal LePage brokers meetings, our little company is they do benchmarking where we're compared to our counterparts in similar markets, so a smaller market with a smaller number of agents right across the country, and our little group has ranked number one over the last few years. So we just keep driving with that, trying to build the business. I always have room for adding more agents. Absolutely would love to get some more agents here, and but there again, as I say, our group is it's unique, and we like the people we have here. It's a good fit, as I said earlier. It's a good fit. Everybody likes one another. You don't have to hang out with one another. Like, that's the other point. Like, you don't have to hang out every night or on weekends or whatever, but as long as everybody has a certain amount of respect for each other in the office, and I think that's been our goal. So I'd like to add more people, and I have no plans on slowing down or packing it in.
No, I can see that.
No, I just we're just getting going here. So no, I'd like
I
to
love
keep
that attitude.
like to
We're
keep
just
it
getting
going.
going.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that attitude.
Yeah.
All right. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening to us. And I'm with Ken Barrick, the broker, owner of Royal LePage Parkway. And thanks again. I'm Bill Smurray. And bye for now.